Whoa, welcome to 4 Movies, where I'll be discussing 4 movies that have nothing in common because the movies that have something in common I've already got through. So, we are currently in the second booklet. This is how much we've gone through so far, and this is how much we got left in this booklet, and then there's some more booklets left, but we're going, and thank you so much for watching. If you've watched before, welcome back. Hi. And if this is your first time, then hi, welcome to the show. I'm going to be talking about 4 movies. I was talking about 4 movies that have something in common. At the end of this video, it's going to be a connection to the playlist if you want to watch that. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to be talking about 4 movies. I ramble on about movies because I just enjoy that. I'm a physical media collector. I enjoy physical media in general. Drinking from an Animaniacs cup. It's kind of faded, but it still puts a smile on my face. Okay, let's go through these movies. First movie, boom, Aliens 3. Now, of course the director has blad out this movie where he disowned the movie. Whatever. Better than some of his other junk. But at the same time, I understand the production was just hellish. If the stories, like you've heard so many stories about the production of Aliens 3, and like, but to get a what's a word, cohesive story with all those production problems together is an achievement in and of itself, because of the fact that this movie, of course, I wouldn't say breaks the mold, but it keeps in tune with the 2 other movies visually, because like Alien Resurrection is bright poppy coloring and stuff like that. It has a different feel, whereas Aliens 3 still feels like it's in the same universe as Aliens and Alien, so that's cool. But all in all, like I said, it's a unique tale. Don't get me wrong. These franchises, is franchise already pluralized? I don't know. They used to be things where you'd have like Nightmare on Elm Street, where you basically get these directors that were coming up, and they got to do their version of the story. They got to do the add-on to that tale. Like James Cameron doing number 2 is phenomenal, but there's people that will just like discredit it, where they're like, no, it's not like the original one. I was like, yeah, but still awesome. Like I said, this movie is well worth a watch. It turned out great. I hear there's a different version of it that's so much better. Whatever. Okay. I'll take your word for it. But this movie was fun. Like I said, just the way it was done, and it's well told. So I like it. I like it. Like there's more than a few Fincher films that I like less than this. Like Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I just felt that it was kind of below David Fincher to do a remake of a finished film. And it being billed as the anti-Christmas movie, I don't think was a good idea. I couldn't make it through that movie. It was so depressing. This is a good film. Well done. Well played. Killing off Newton and killing off the main character was horrible. I mean, like if they couldn't, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't understand why they couldn't continue the story with them. Like if they died through the story, that would be much better. But they killed him off right at the beginning. It was one of those things where it's like, those are big moments that were just wiped. It's like one of those things where it's like, it would be like the beginning of Ghost Ship. The beginning of Ghost Ship is awesome and epic. But if you got to know all those characters, and then Ghost Ship 2, that was the beginning of Ghost Ship 2, where you got to know all the characters and they're all just wiped out, it would suck. It would be like, oh man. And then you got to know new ones. So it's one of those things where it's like, if they would have taken the characters that were already there and continued on with them and maybe had them die on through the progression of the story, it would have been more to it. It's like, oh no! It would have hit harder. Then it was like just disappointment right at the beginning of the film. Yeah, like I said, just ideas. I actually have an Aliens idea that if I was given the reins and greenlit, if I had a successful project and they're like, hey, we want to greenlight your next movie, I have an Aliens idea. Like, I just gotta write it. Matter of fact, I probably will do that. Of course, right now I'm currently filming a feature film animated thing, so I can be like, hey, that's my feature film. They have been pulling people off of YouTube to be directors now. Maybe it'll be the next. Fingers crossed. Maybe. Could be fun. Anyways, we're on to the next movie. Because I do love movies. I'm not one of these people that are like, I'm in the movie business, but I hate movies. No, I'm in the movie. I will be in the movie business because I love movies. And I love movie making. I love the process. I used to watch a show called Movie Magic. It was super fun. Do you know what this is? It is the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie. Now, there's certain scenes in movies that I believe are scenes that are worth the price of admission. You don't have to. It doesn't even have to be a completely good movie, as long as it has that scene where you're like, that was worth paying to see this movie. I saw Prometheus in theaters, and there's a bunch of people that will dunk on that movie and go, and dunk that movie. But that C-section scene was well worth the price of admission. Like, seeing that in theaters, I was like, oh yeah, that's my money's worth right there. That was intense. It was so good. So, I enjoyed the movie personally. But Aqua Teen Hunger Force also has that. Like, there's people that can watch it and go, this movie is so stupid. But at the same time, it also has a scene that's well worth the price of admission, and it's Mastodon as Candy doing Linoleum Knife at the beginning, where it's like, let's go out to the movies, and then they start, and we got your money, get your crying kid out of the theater, and like, it's that was worth it. That was so worth it. So worth it. So I'm glad that this movie was made. I'm glad to have it in the collection. I have seen the second movie, but I haven't. That was a fun one too. Like, Aqua Teen Hunger Force has this special ability to tell a story, and at the same time you're like, I don't remember it, but I remember it being okay. And then you watch it. Like, this has some really like goofy, almost cringe comedy on it, where it's just like, one of those things like, is this happening right now? But super fun, well played. The first movie, of course, also has the robotic chicken and doing the whole thing in a gym system. it's stupid, but it's super fun. And man, what an epic movie poster. That's actually what the image is like the lower half of the movie poster, but yeah. And see, look, they well put it on there. It wasn't a dinky double-sided disc. They used their format to have a really cool picture on there. It's not, like, you see it and you're like, I don't know what that is. It's some lady on a motorcycle. That's cool. And then you're like, oh, it's Aqua Teen Hunger Force. They even on the top there, it doesn't say Aqua Teen Hunger Force. It literally says Aqua Teen Hunger Force, blah, 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 whatever the rest of the title is of this movie, full-length movie. So that's super fun. Bam. third movie, Cloverfield. That's right. I'm not a big fan of found footage films. I'm really not. It's. I've never seen Blair Witch. Never want to. I have no desire to. It's one of those things where it's like you hear bad things about it, and you're like, oh man. And I never even like I was alive when that movie was coming out, and I didn't like. There were so many people that were like, "Oh man, this really happened. This really footage." Be like, "Well, if it really happened, it was really footage. They wouldn't be showing it in theaters because that would be, you know, evidence of a murder." So, like, it was so. I never thought that it was real, and it was one of those things like people like, "Oh man, this really happened to some people." Really, because I saw them on TRL like yesterday, bro. Like I watched TRL after I get home from school. It's Beavis and Butthead, Aeon Flux, and TRL, bro. Like I just got into a conversation recently. Like, unfortunately, MTV is off the air now. I think something happened. But basically, when everyone had cable and whatnot, like MTV late at night, that's what we did. It's like what did you watch late at night? You could always turn it on MTV and they would have like music videos back to back to back. It wasn't TRL or anything like that. It was just music videos back to back to back. We're talking about was it you'd be late at night and you just hear like Detachable, be like, okay, and like Vast has a song called, was it Pretty When You Cry, I believe, and the music video was weird. That would come on late at night and you're like, wow, okay. Like, I would not be surprised if the director of The Cell was the director of that music video. Would not be surprised. Anyways, Cloverfield is one of my favorite found footage films because of the fact of how well of a found footage film it is, in my personal opinion. It's well played. Anyways, and this, I guess I have 2 copies of it. Oh, or Who Framed Roger Rabbit is an awesome enough movie that they have one film with not a double-sided disc, but they have the standard version on one disc and the widescreen version on another disc with the special features. It says with enthusiast bonus features. It's like, I mean, that's a sizzle word. Good for you. Good for you and your sizzle words. Some people, yeah. But Who Framed Roger Rabbit, amazing film. Just a couple videos ago, I was talking about Space Jam and how you gotta break the ground before you can move on or something. You gotta crawl before you can walk and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Space Jam was not as groundbreaking as Roger Rabbit was. And it can't be because Roger Rabbit broke ground before that. And it made it possible devised. I'm sorry, I was talking too long. That just broke screen there. I saw the screen move and it's like, okay, yeah. It automatically cuts scenes like that. I'm sorry, it does that. Hopefully it didn't. Hopefully it makes sense because like sometimes it cuts it and I was like, I just can't do anything with it. Anyways, that's Roger Rabbit. That's the 4 movies. Thanks so much for watching. If you watch this far, you're awesome. Stay awesome. And thank you so much for watching and joining me on this as I ramble on about movies because I really enjoy it thoroughly. The physical media in general. I'm an artist and a physical media collector, and I'll be doing a video a day until I get a silver play button or a gold play button, or if I just run out of physical media to show you. But I do have a lot of physical media to show you, and I'm so thankful for y'all watching these videos. Thank you so much. And tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow's video is going to be fun. Yeah. Favorite Zack Snyder movie is going to be on tomorrow. I know you're like, man, Zack Snyder movie, what is it? It's going to be a good one. If you watch this far, I'll tell you. It's Guardians of Ga'Hoole. Zack Snyder, like, did that one. People forget about that because all the other junk he does. But no, that one's a good one too. They should have more movies. I'm going to stop talking now, but thanks so much for watching.